welcome to another edition of OnSide SA. It's good to be back in the seat, Bud. You know, I've done my travels, went and watched Spurs and had a good time.
Sure.
But as usual, start off with the last one standing, the humble hero, Joe Soma.
Joey
good
Soma,
Spurs
Group
man.
1 Joey, yeah.
Yeah,
But,
well done to him, man. That's fantastic.
Yeah. No, well, he got fortunate, Paul. Bournemouth with a better team, but Everton or Nuggety. So when he sneaks through, you always get that feeling.
You've got to be lucky.
Yeah, poor Tracy, runner up in them both.
Yeah, that's amazing. Runner up in 2.
Best performance we've had, Paul.
Yeah. Apart from my 4th.
Oh, yeah.
But well done to Joe. So top man. I'm very, very pleased for Joe, and he now will go watch Spurs, I hope.
More than likely.
More than likely. Okay, so Tracy, bad luck. Runner-up twice. Fullman, 2 penalties, 2 all a game. They should have won.
Yeah.
Next competition starts 18th of January.
It's next Saturday, Paul. Yeah. So.
Okay, perfect.
Let everybody know they will get notified as normal, and away we go.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Stevie B, is he in town? Stevie.
He's in town or just out of town. Good morning.
Freezing and blighty.
Freezing. We had a bit of snow again last night, so
fantastic.
I've looked out this morning. There's some of it still there.
All right. Talk about freezing. Must have been freezing at the Emirates on Tuesday night, Steve. What do you think?
Yeah. I thought Newcastle played very well. They sort of did what they had to do, and they sat a bit deep. But I just got this feeling the longer it went on, Arsenal were just struggling to create anything. They had a few chances. Havertz missed an absolute sitter. Someone needs to show him how to head a ball. But it was a great result for them. And they take, if it was a 1-goal lead, to take a 2-goal lead, I think that's going to take some comeback. So I think the Geordies are looking at train times down to Wembley now.
Yeah, you just never know, Steve. They score one early. It wasn't like they were totally outplayed. Arsenal grabbed one. You just never know. And a lot of games coming thick and fast for Newcastle. They're pushing for top 4, but obviously, don't know what the odds are on them to go through, but it has to be short. Paul, Tottenham 1, Liverpool 0.
Gee, I was apprehensive watching the game because I'd been to the 6-3 defeat. And I knew we'd score.
Yeah.
But after getting a few lazy passes from them early, we didn't take our chances. I thought, nah, come on, this is going to be one of those games. And then they came back into it. I thought we were playing the better football. They were letting us play the better football. They were sloppy at the back. And you could see Van Dijk was getting up tight. And then there were chances either way. I thought it was a good deflection by the centre half to try and put it in. But then they countered, they came back and they pushed hard. But second half, I thought we came out firing again. And we were stiff with that offside goal. Yeah. It was very... when I looked at it, I thought, we've snuck in. We snuck a goal in here. We were fortunate to have Bergvall on the field.
Yeah.
But I was listening to Ange Postecoglou afterwards. He said it's happened to us 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, they've changed the rule.
They've changed the rule. If play carries on, it's not a cynical, dangerous tackle, there's no card. Yeah. He said it's happened to us a good few times. And having said that, it shouldn't have been a yellow for the first one. That guy was diving.
They booked the wrong guy.
Yeah, they booked the second guy instead of the first guy. Yeah, so I thought they played well. I thought our kids played well. I thought we were very good. I didn't think they were at their best. Mo Salah very, very quiet. They kept bringing a Jota quiet. So it gives us a bit of a chance. But if we can grab a goal there, they've got to score 3.
Yeah. Steve, what did you think?
Well, no, I think having sort of watched the game when Liverpool won 6-3, I didn't think I just had a feeling it was going to be much closer. Slot sort of rotated a little bit, and I just thought, this is a huge game for Spurs, and they did well. I thought Liverpool were a bit sloppy, and maybe they just sort of. They've had a lot of games and they're just sort of thinking ahead a bit. Whether they thought they just had to turn up and it would be the same sort of score, I don't know. But in the end, it's a great result. It gives Tottenham something to defend when they go up to Anfield in a few weeks' time.
Maybe Accrington Stanley can get a draw.
Accrington Stanley,
they're playing
Bumble's team.
Who's playing Accrington Stanley?
No, Accrington Stanley's near Preston. Swivel and I got lost.
Liverpool are playing them.
Yes,
because otherwise that means they don't win. 3 games without a win. Quickly it turns on you.
I know, they'll get a result there. My thought on the Spurs game, I thought the keeper changed the whole team. I thought his distribution was good. He didn't make many mistakes. I know he got lucky with one or two of them. The one with Gakpo, the hit one, I thought he dived over it. But he looked composed, and you could see the confidence slowly growing through the team.
Did you see his family in the crowd?
Yeah, he went to them afterwards. Very good. The other thing that I was impressed with, Paul, was I like their legs. You know, we saw the United-Liverpool game on Sunday, and they got cheats in that Liverpool team. When they lose the ball, you can beat the press. And United sat and waited for them, and that's what Spurs did.
Yeah.
The biggest, sad, harshest thing for me to say about Liverpool was their final ball was terrible. Many a time they got wide and where they knocked it out.
Their passing game wasn't good at all. And you know, but just listening afterwards to everyone speak, Ange Postecoglou, Van Dijk spoke very well.
Yeah, he's class act.
So's the coach.
Oh no,
he spoke well. Yeah, he spoke well. He wasn't. He said, "It is what it is." You know, he wasn't putting a Mourinho on the crowd. I was very impressed with Arne Slot.
The only thing about that situation, if that was a second leg, it'd happen. You think their mood would be that good? They'd be going off their coconuts. So second leg, fortunately, but great result for Spurs. Steve, on to the FA Cup. Your boys are on tonight against Watford. How do you see it?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's no question both teams will rotate. Marco Silva will certainly be resting a few players tonight. But, we have there's a round of Premiership matches during next midweek, so I think most Premiership teams are going to be rotating. But my brother seems to think that Watford are going to rotate. They've lost 4 of their last 5, and they're slipping out of contention a bit. So I would be very surprised if they don't rotate. And I think again, if that happens, I'd expect our reserve side to be a little bit too strong for theirs. It's not going to be a huge crowd. A Thursday night, is in freezing weather. Schools have just gone back. I just can't see, they're going to struggle to sell tickets for tonight.
Yeah,
where's the game at Fulham?
That's at Fulham. Yeah, it should open the gates.
Yeah.
Imagine the breeze off the sea.
Adama Traore's going to terrorise someone tonight.
Oh, jeez, I don't know. Whoever he's playing against won't be sleeping too well.
Watford reserve.
Oh, no. Anyway, on to the betting, and there are a couple of games on Thursday, but we had to mention that for Steve. But we selected 15 of the numerous games. Wickham, Portsmouth. Surprised Wickham are favourites, Steve.
Obviously they've done very well in the league, although their unbeaten run came to an end.
On Tuesday.
Came to an end a couple of nights ago. Lost to Huddersfield. Portsmouth had sort of picked up a little bit, but again, I can see both teams rotating. Wickham because they are looking for promotion, and Portsmouth because they need to stay up. I think if they do that, then I'd fancy Portsmouth probably.
Yeah, I've got to agree. They're 11-10 to qualify Portsmouth. Steve...
Potter straight in.
Yep. Steve, if it's a Friday, are these televised games in the UK?
Yeah, Friday.
Well, I'm not sure about tonight.
TNT Sports.
Possibly, right. Fulham is not, I know. But there's going to be a televised game on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and maybe even Monday. They've got that's why they've been spread out over sort of 5 nights.
Yeah. No, but thinking about it, the Championship and League One teams, I don't think play next week, other than they may have that league trophy. So why not play your best team and try and get through? That doesn't make sense to me. I know, like Watford. Surely you've got to pick your best team. You play Thursday. Your next game is the following Saturday.
Yeah, play your best team.
So, big game. Kids want a chance. I understand with injuries and that. But to me, I think 11-10 Portsmouth to go through. I think that's a great price. They aren't playing too well.
11-10 to go through.
To go through, to the next round.
So that's okay.
21-10. It could
Over
be extra.
90.
It could be penalties and so on. So
is there extra time or is it straight penalties?
Steve, I asked you that the other day. Was it extra time and penalties?
Yes, it is. Yeah. There are no replays at all now this year. Any round.
Okay,
good rules.
So,
So who's going to win? Vanilla or West Ham?
I'm going for Portsmouth. They've lost the last 4 away from home.
I'd moved down.
Yeah, so Portsmouth for me of the 2 teams. I don't fancy Wickham. Aston Villa, Steve. I know West Ham have got their new manager. I don't like what they did negotiating behind the managers taking training and then negotiating with a new manager.
Yeah. It was a little bit, he must have known. I have a feeling what was happening, but and I heard yesterday that his press conference in the afternoon was cancelled.
Yes,
Whether or not that was cancelled sort of literally quite late. So the fact that they let him take training and then they probably knew that he was going to be going. Him and his entire backroom team have gone. Graham Potter, I'm not sure has actually signed yet, although we may find out this morning. So not sure who's going to take charge tonight. But again, it's the sort of game, I think both teams will rotate. I don't think the new manager bounce will come into effect so quickly, and I fancy Aston Villa for this.
Yeah, I think Aston Villa, absolute certainties. You know, to win by more than to win total over 2.5 goals is like 14-10 with a Villa win. They're going to rotate, but their players are decent. Yeah. I think West Ham will score because I think he will be in charge, Potter, and he'll play that full crick up front. But they've got a big game on Tuesday night, so you know he may rest a few. Okay, but why not have a go in the cup?
They're only a point behind Spurs in the league.
Who, West Ham?
Yeah, 27 points.
So they're a point above Man United. But for me, Aston Villa 7-10, absolute certainties.
Okay.
Steve, Bristol City Wolves, is this the upset?
I think it could be a possibility. I think, look, Bristol City have had a sort of decent run in cups before. Yeah. I just think, again, I'd like to think they'll play a strong team. I think Wolves will rotate. Obviously, they've got, Premier League survival is key for them. And I just got a feeling there's sort of reasonably good value odds there for Bristol City to get a result. Yeah,
I don't see them losing Bristol City. I think they'll go through. I think Wolves' mind is on the league to stay up. So I don't see them playing their best team. So, and I think their main man suspended. The boy Spurs want to sign, was it?
Cunha.
Yeah, so I think he's suspended another game. So I fancy Bristol City. Lunchtime kickoff, that could be the upset. Middlesbrough Blackburn, Steve. Two teams going well in the championship. I don't see either team rotating. I think there's going to be goals in this game. Do you agree?
Yeah, I think so. Whether they rotate or not, but then if neither of them do, then I still think Middlesbrough will come out on top either way. I think you're right. I think there will be goals. They've got nothing to lose but go for it, and I fancy Middlesbrough to get a result.
Yeah. Just saw that youngster from Liverpool, is it Doak, who plays for Scotland. I watched him the other day.
Yeah,
he can play. They've got good young players, Middlesbrough, so you just never know. Carrick will have a go. That's just in the Man United heritage. He'll have a go. But Blackburn, not too bad. I think it'll be a good game. Leicester City QPR. Surely Rude's got to get a result at home.
Well, I think he'll be looking for one for confidence. Again, league survival is key for them. But on the other hand, as you say, they've had a poor run, and you'd think that he might sort of play a fairly strong starting 11 again for confidence. But I've got a feeling they will win, but I'm not sure that. I think he might rotate, but I think they'll still be too strong for QPR. Yeah,
that's the problem with the FA Cup this weekend. You just don't know, and especially with the midweek round of Premiership fixtures.
Yeah,
going to be a lot of weakened teams. You never know. QPR have only lost 1 in 14, so you just never know. There could well be an upset. On to our second page, Norwich Brighton. I'm always looking for an outsider team to back to have a good run in the cup. I think I went for Brighton last year, and they went somewhere and they played a whole weekend team and got stuck out. Norwich aren't easy to beat at Carrow Road, Steve. Have they got a chance, Norwich?
Well, I think if they played their strongest team, Norwich, I think they do have a chance, because I think Brighton will certainly rotate.
Yeah.
If Norwich rest players, then I think it's Brighton all day long. But it should be an entertaining game. Brighton haven't lost many games. They play well away from home, and Norwich have been very strong at home. So I think this could be quite an I think there'll be goals. I think it'll be quite an entertaining game.
Yeah, they haven't won in 8 league games, Brighton, so you'd expect them to play a stronger side than normal. But
they're still talented. So.
Yeah, no, they're a dangerous team in the Cup. They can go to any of the top teams and give them a game. Mallorca to win the Cup, Steve, or to get to the final anyway, is Bournemouth. I know their centre forward got injured.
And the youngsters.
And I think they'll be too good for West Brom. Do you agree?
Yeah, I think they will do. Again, probably rotate a few, but they've got a reasonably good squad, and West Brom are sort of are definitely looking for promotion. So I would think that it'll be Bournemouth. Yeah, the guy Unal, he's out for the season. He did his cruciate ligament in training.
Yeah. Shame, yeah. Let's hope he gets back soon. One of the guys I was listening to the other day thinks the next game is the upset of the round. Sunderland versus Stoke. The man who saved Ferguson's job is back at Stoke.
Robbins.
Mark Robbins. So
Yeah,
they've been
Mark
woeful,
Robbins.
and he's got a great cup record.
Yeah, look, I don't know whether it's going to be whether Stoke will upset them. I think Stoke have made themselves hard to beat, but Sunderland are having a great run.
Yeah.
But again, promotion is absolute their number one priority. So it wouldn't surprise me if Stoke play a stronger side and could surprise them. But I think Sunderland should start as favourites. But I think Stoke got nothing to lose. They might as well have a go.
Yeah, as I say, Sunderland last year got beat by Newcastle. I watched the game 3-0 at home. So why not have a go? 6-10. Your next game's the following weekend.
North London, North England.
Yeah. Yeah, so the Mackhams, I think they're known as Sunderland,
right.
and
Mackhams.
isn't that Knowles's team, Sunderland?
Yeah, that's right.
So I think they'll, you just never know with the attitudes, but a lot of good young players. Why not have a go in the cup? Notts Forest, Steve, 4-10. They've got Liverpool, I think, on Tuesday night. They're hosting a Luton Town team who are woeful away from home. They've lost the last 9 league games. 4-10 is short because they're going to rotate the whole team, surely.
Well, they will rotate, but I think that they've shown that they've got a decent squad, and unless they really play the kids and Luton put out their strongest team, which I think is unlikely, then you can't see anything other than a Forest win.
Yeah, just that these games, that just worries me, especially with...
Just talking, Steve, I found out when I was over in the UK that one of our neighbours, he's the CEO of Notts County, and he goes up because we had a babysit his dog. His wife was going to the theatre, so they brought this dog, this beautiful black Labrador, which we looked after while they were away. They couldn't, and he's up there. And I spoke to the wife.
That's interesting. I mean, I did know this. As it happens, clients of mine before I retired, they actually own Notts County. They were a client of mine, and in fact, very sad. The previous CEO. He died relatively young, a couple of years ago, Jason Turner.
Now
he was, and I used to deal with him. Yeah,
Steve. He was CEO at I think Spartak. He's got a hell of a CV, and he was saying his wife was saying that Notts County and Notts Forest got a good relationship. It's not like kill each other from the same area. He said, like if he wants to go, he can go watch any Notts Forest games, and they come over. He said, very interesting. So a good man to know.
Good man to know.
Good man to know.
Notts County, a play in black. No wonder he's got a black dog. The black and white. Anyway, the last game on our page is Leyton Orient versus Derby County. I fancy an upset here, Steve.
Well, Leyton Orient are having a great run. I mean, this is probably one of their best seasons in many years, and they're pushing for a playoff place. Whether or not they'll put out their strongest side, and if they do, I think at home they could give Derby a bit of a surprise.
Yeah, this will be on TV, 8 o'clock kick-off our time, so it'll be 6 o'clock yours. Derby are woeful. I think they've only won one of their 15 games or 14 games away from home.
Who's got the job now?
Who's that at Derby?
Derby, they've changed a few times.
Yeah, they always change. A baseball ground.
Hey, Steve, who's in
is
charge?
Is it Tidsdale? What's the guy's name? No, it's not Paul Tidsdale. He's elsewhere. It'll come to me now.
It's not the baseball ground anymore. It's Pride Park.
Pride Park,
they moved some years ago.
Leyton Orient. That's my lurker for an upset of the weekend. Okay. Anyway, on to our final page. Coventry City, Sheffield Wednesday. There will be goals with Frank Lampard's teams. There's always goals. But which way do you see it going?
I think, sort of, on the basis that they had such an exciting cup run last year, I think that maybe he wants to try and sort of emulate that and sort of carry that on. And I wouldn't be at all surprised I'd be disappointed in Frank if he rotates and doesn't put out a strong side. Sheffield Wednesday are doing great at the moment, but I just fancy Coventry. I think the fans had such a wonderful time, and obviously unlucky to go out in the end, as we know. I think that I think they're going to hope that they can have another little run again this year.
Yeah, well, they're sitting 16th in the league, so you may as well try and have a good cup run to improve your league form. I agree, 9-10 is worth including in a few bets. Hull City, Doncaster Rovers. Hull new manager, had a couple of positive results, but if it wasn't for a League Two side, I wouldn't fancy Hull City, Steve. Doncaster Rovers, I think there'll be goals in this, but can they cause the upset?
I'd be very surprised. Hull had a really good fight back last week, 3-1 down at home to Leeds, came back to draw.
Yeah.
I just think that they'll just be a little bit too strong for Doncaster.
Yeah, they're one of the teams I've never caught, Hull City, and they won't have my money, but I've got to agree, they should be too good for Hull City. I know, it's Robertson, Harry Maguire, there's been a few of them.
The striker's
injured. Bowen. No, he's injured. Steve, the big game of round 3 is Arsenal, Man United.
Yeah.
I've got a thought on this. How do you see it going?
Look, I mean, on paper you'd think Arsenal, but United really put up a fight last weekend, and I just wonder whether or not, this could be a competition that, gives Amorim a sort of a bit more of a fighting chance to sort of win people over. Arsenal have got Tottenham next week. You just sort of wonder whether or not, and they had obviously a hard game this week. I once wonder whether he'll rotate a bit more. But this is certainly the game of the round, and it's not the sort of game most neutrals want to see in the third round. They'd rather it was later in the tournament. But I've just got a feeling this could be closer than people think.
Me too.
Closer than people think. I think United's going to roll them, Steve. After last week, I just saw something playing the system, and Arsenal, I don't know, they're going to have to play Raheem Sterling, Gabriel Jesus and Trossard. They're going to have to make numerous changes. Yeah, they were a little bit unlucky, in my opinion, against Newcastle. Yeah, their back four, the Italian guy was out, and he's crucial to their team. They are going to make changes. Of all the competitions Arsenal is still left in, this is the one they don't want.
So you think Man United,
I think United,
come at one good draw and suddenly they're world beaters. They get
23
a
to
draw with Liverpool, who we beat.
I think United are going through. 23 to 10, they're in all my bets. I think it's a great price.
When did last Arsenal get beaten badly at home? 2-0's their worst.
Yeah, Aston Villa rolled him last year, cost them the league. I just think, this is cup final for United. Massive fans. I think we're taking about 7,000 or 8,000 fans. Arsenal, couple of hard games in a row, and with Spurs on the horizon. I think they'll rotate, and the Red Devils to cause the upset. Crystal Palace too good for Stockport County, Steve?
Yeah, they should be. I think whatever side that Glasner puts out should be too strong for Stockport. I think Stockport hopefully give it a go, but they're a little bit inconsistent at the moment in the league, and I think Palace will be too strong.
Yeah, I've got a fancy Palace, especially at home. Southampton, Swansea City. Now, Southampton, new manager, but they got thumped 5-0 by Brentford last week.
Yeah.
Do you think he's going to have a full go at to try and get confidence? Because they play Man United away on Wednesday. Or you think he'll rotate and have a look at these other players?
I just think he'll rotate. I mean, it's all about league survival. A cup run will mean nothing really in the grand scheme of things. I think Swansea have got a great chance. I think if they play good football, if they don't rotate too strongly, I think they could go there and get a result. Southampton are playing with zero confidence. It was a shocking home defeat. By the end, I mean, it was literally they waved the white flag, and it was lucky for them the referee blew up. It could have been worse.
Yeah.
So, I just think for me, Swansea can get a result there.
Yeah, I looked at that. I went both teams to score. You just never know. But Swansea, I went for them last week and they got destroyed at home. But I agree, 33 to 10 does look an inviting price. All right, Steve, pressure time as always. I need your best bet, value bet, and I need your upset for round 3 of the Cup. Who you want?
Yeah, well, I think for my best bet, I'm just going to go for Coventry. I just think that the excitement of last year, I think that will get them through. And my value bet is going to be Bristol City. I think that they'll have a go, and I just feel that Wolves will rotate. Yeah. Whether it's a surprise or not, I fancy Swansea to go to Southampton and get a result. I don't think there'll be a lot of big shocks because you've got some really one-sided games, Liverpool, Accrington, Man City, Salford, Chelsea, Morecambe. You can't see any of them coming unstuck, even rotating. So for me, I think Swansea get a result. Again against the Premiership team, I don't think many will go out. Yeah. The only other one potentially could be Norwich. I think if he rotates down in Brighton, Hertzler, then I think that Norwich could give them a bloody nose. So you hope that there's some exciting games. You don't want to see all these one-sided games, especially with no replays. That nobody gets a second chance.
Yeah, Steve, I'm going to Spain for my bet, Real Sociedad. The cup games just drive me nuts. My upset is obviously Man United, 9 to 2. I think it's a great price. If you're a bit worried, You know, I just think it's 9-2, 23-10 to go through. I did agree with Swansea, 33-10 when I looked at that. You know, Southampton, I think their mind's on saving relegation. So playing a championship team, I think he will rotate. So 33-10, Swansea City was my upset as well, Steve. So that's how we go. Steve?
All the best, Stevie.
Thanks as always, and we'll speak over the weekend.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cheers, Stevie.
Bye,
Take
Paul.
it easy.
Cheers. Bye-bye. Budge, PSL.
Yeah,
now,
Paul.
I've got a question you've got to ask. Tinkler leaves Cape Town City to start winning.
Well, Ertugrul, that Mushin Ertugrul, you know, I watched quite a bit of it yesterday.
Yes.
Yeah, they got lucky because Pirates missed a penalty.
Yes.
And then they did score. It was a good goals, bad defending on Pirates, and they hung on. Paul, they've got a lot of, all of a sudden they've got a bit of a fight in them.
Yeah.
You know, maybe Eric was there too long, we don't know. But the players now know, new manager comes in, hey, I'll get a chance, or two, I'm going to get thrown out. So they beat Chiefs and beat Pirates.
They beat Pirates,
so,
yeah. Kaiser Chiefs, Budge.
Well, I watched it, but
they
I
were
was
1-0 down.
1-0 down,
Their
scored from a
keeper
corner.
played well for
Yeah.
Chiefs. He kept them in the game. So
Good goal,
Chiefs,
the winning goal, Paul.
the Glamour
Benton,
boys.
2-1.
Yeah.
Oh, Paul, you never know with
little
Chiefs.
guy got both.
Yeah.
Good player.
Maybe I think it is. Stephen would have been disappointed, but
Yeah,
you know,
of
they
course.
came back from CAF, so it's not easy at a CAF game. But yeah, Paul, we won a good Chiefs.
Yeah.
You know, unfortunately, you watch them; they just too
Glamour boys.
inconsistent. And Amazulu conceded on half time and an injury time. Sekakuna, a funny team, they don't give anything away.
Yeah.
Amazulu couldn't score; they had a few chances, but bad result for Usotu. You know?
All right, let's have a look at the games coming up we're looking at. Budge, there's a few games here, starting off with Magesi.
Magesi, you know, Clint Larson's gone, so you just never know.
What do you mean he's gone?
He resigned, fired, you never know, won the cup, had a terrible league run, so you know, Clint's not going to keep quiet. So boss must have said something, Clint must have reacted and parted ways.
I didn't know that.
Gavin was telling me, Gavin played with
Yeah,
Clint at Manning
yeah.
Rangers. So, you know, but Amazulu, you just never know, Paul. There was a
You
bad
don't know.
result
Hot and
yesterday
cold.
against Sekakuna. They don't score many goals, but Magesi, you know, they play in Polokwane up north. So I think the draw, it was 5-1. I always look at a 0-0 game.
Yeah.
And this could be it, you know, 5-1, 0-0, Magesi, Amazulu. It could go either way. Cape Town City, Paul, two great results. Maruma Gallants play in Bloem. Damn, my man Malasella's team. They're always hard to beat in Bloem, Paul. Another game which will be tight. But the way it's going for Cape Town City, you never know. But I don't see Maruma Gallants losing. I like Chipper United, Paul. That Royal AM, there's trouble with that Maritzburg-based team. Chipper are hard to beat. They're playing in PE. They've only had one bad result at home. I think that was Stellenbosch that beat them. If I was having a bet on the weekend, that would be at 11-10 Chipper. Kaiser Chiefs, this game's at Moses Mabhida.
Okay.
On Saturdays, on Sunday. So there should be a nice crowd there. Just hope the
What
pitch
are
holds
Golden
up.
Arrows like, Budge?
Oh, Paul,
Hot
yeah.
and cold?
They play out of Hammersdale, so you just never know.
Yeah.
They sell a couple of their players, but they're not scoring as many goals as they used to. I watched them draw 0-0 a couple of weeks ago. Really fancied them. Terrible game, but you got to fancy Chiefs.
Yeah.
Good result at home. There should be a good crowd. And the last game will be tight, Paul. I was going to take 13-10 Supersport, but Sekakuna don't get beat too often. You know, Supersport, they're back now playing in Pretoria, so it's an advantage at Attridgeville. But of the two teams, it's Supersport or it's the draw. Anyway, let's go on to our soccer exotics for Saturday.
Yeah, let's do that, Budge.
The first one up is a mix and match one. I'm going Deportivo Alaves win and draw at home against Girona. I'm going with Mamelodi Sundowns win and draw against AS Maniema Union. That's a CAF Champions League game. I don't see Sundowns getting beat there. Amazulu, just think it's a draw on Amazulu in their game against Magesi. I don't see Maruma Gallants losing despite Cape Town City beating Pirates last night, so it's 1-2 for me. I'm bankering Atalanta to beat Udinese and Chipper United win and draw at home against Royal AM, 192.
192.
On to our second soccer six. I'm bankering Bournemouth to beat West Brom, Brentford to beat Plymouth Argyle, the field in the Exeter City Oxford United clash, Norwich City. I don't fancy them, so I'm going Brighton win and draw at Norwich City. I'm throwing the draw in Nottingham Forest at home to Luton Town in the field, and the Sunderland versus Stoke City fixture, 2-1-6. On to our soccer 10, I'm banking Bournemouth to beat West Brom, Brentford to beat Plymouth Argyle, Hibernian win and draw at home against Motherwell, and Brighton and Hove Albion to avoid defeat at Norwich City, Nottingham Forest win and draw at home against Luton Town. Onto the second page, I'm going Burnley win and draw at Reading, Dundee United to avoid defeat at St Mirren, chancing Sunderland to win at home against Stoke City, Heracles win and draw at home against Sparta Rotterdam, and I don't see Lyon losing at Stade Brest, 256. Onto the Soccer 13 for Saturday, I'm bankering Bournemouth to beat West Brom, Brentford to beat Plymouth Argyle, win and draw Brighton at Norwich City, and Notts Forest win and draw at home against Luton Town. Coventry City win and draw at home against Sheffield Wednesday, and 2 bankers. Sunderland to beat Stoke City and Preston North End to beat Charlton Athletic. Onto the second page, I'm going Burnley to avoid defeat at Reading. Looking for the upset, Leyton Orient win and draw at home against Derby County. I don't see Oxford United losing away at Exeter Town. Mansfield Town win and draw at home against Wigan Athletic, and ending up with 2 bankers in the League One matches, going for Barnsley to beat Northampton and Huddersfield Town to beat Shrewsbury Town, 256.
Alrighty, Budge. Now, Budge's best bets.
Yeah, Paul, always tricky with the FA Cup, Paul, but you know, we are fearless. We have a go every week. I'm going Aston Villa to beat West Ham and both teams to score, and I'm going Bristol City and Man United to qualify. When you go there, the bookmakers have odds. Bristol City are even money to qualify. Man United are 23 to 10 to qualify. So I'm chancing them, Paul, 4,000 to 200.
Your FA Cup double.
I'm going Aston Villa to beat West Ham, and I'm going for Bournemouth to have a good run. They're 16 to 1 to reach the final. So it worked out at 5,600 to 200.
Okay.
Are both teams to score sides in the cup? I'm going Middlesbrough Blackburn, Reading Burnley, Leyton Orient Derby County, and Southampton Swansea City, 2,300 to 200. The Spain League's back. I'm going both teams to score in the Alaves Girona clash. I'm going Atletico Madrid to beat Osasuna and both teams to score. And then Real Sociedad to beat Villarreal and over 2.5 total goals. Couldn't believe the odds. 4,000 to 200. On to Italy. I'm going both teams to score in the AC Milan Cagliari game. One of the best bets of the weekend, 28 to 10, is over 2.5 goals. Both teams to score, no. Napoli, Hellas Verona. Napoli in great form. And Fiorentina to beat AC Monza on Monday night, 2,500 to 200. And our Collis King, 6 or Nixa. Going Aston Villa to beat West Ham. Brentford to beat Plymouth. Bournemouth to beat West Brom. Birmingham City to beat Lincoln City. Atletico Madrid to beat Osasuna. And Fiorentina to beat AC Monza, 2,600 to 200.
Looks good, Budge.
Yeah, Paul, it's always tricky with the FA Cup, Paul. We've got to wait for the teams. But
well, it'll be interesting to watch. You're quite bullish on your boys, United.
I just think, Paul, it's after last week, massive fans. And I think the main thing is Arsenal.
So you've tipped them, Trent. You've tipped Preston North End.
My boys.
Your boys. You're tipping your boys at the moment.
Oh, they could stick me out, Paul.
I'm inclined to agree. They're going to run well. Just to reiterate, Budge, 18th is the new
next
tournament.
Saturday, last one.
We're going to start sending
everyone will get notified,
out.
Paul.
And well done to Joe Sommer, the humble hero. He's going to watch Spurs. Until next time, stay on side.